Welcome back in, ERB sports fans, to another video. In this video, we're going to do our IndyCar picks for the BitNile.com Grand Prix of Portland 2023, going off today at 3 o'clock Eastern on NBC Sports, Peacock, and I think maybe USA. Really excited to get into this one. I didn't get picks out for the Gateway race or the Worldwide Technology Raceway Speedway picks last week. I did lose, I'll be honest. I did not have Scott Dixon. I had Pato O'Ward and Joseph Newgarden in my picks, and then a long shot was Takuma Sato, and he was pretty much a non-factor. So we're doing okay on the season. I think we got like a 60% win rate. We got 2 races to go. This is the second to last race. Portland, very interesting track. Literally laps are less than a minute. It's around exactly 2 miles. Pretty fast track overall, even though it is pretty short with about 12 turns. We have on the pole none other than Graham Rahal for the second time in 3 races, I believe. He got a little bit unlucky with the undercut that Scott Dixon did at the Indianapolis Grand Prix over at the Speedway here where I live. Yeah, finished second, but he's on the pole today. Second pole in 3 races. Pretty good to see that. I just don't know that he's going to win today. But this is a very weird track because lots of things going on today that we'll get into here in this picks video. Obviously, we've got the race itself, but we've also got a championship contention going on. Scott Dixon needs to win today, and he needs Alex Palou to finish worse than 8th to keep the championship alive for one more race. If Alex Palou finishes 8th or better, no matter what Scott Dixon does, Alex Palou clinches the championship. So that's going on. And then we've got guys that are probably nearing the end of their, particular career with a given team, like Marcus Ericsson moving over to Andretti Autosport next year. So he's in his kind of twilight song. David Malukas also in his twilight song. So some of these guys are motivated to put up a good result for their team as they move to new teams next year. And then we've got kind of your stable, steady Eddies at this track. Scott McLaughlin was fast in practice pretty much all weekend long. Got a little bit unlucky in qualifying that he didn't end up on the pole. I expected him to probably take the pole. He pretty much dominated this race last year. He was not one of my picks last year, and we definitely walked away losing. We had Will Power last year, I believe, and we had a couple other drivers. Maybe one you'll see in the picks here coming up. But yeah, we've got a lot of interesting things to think about in this one. You've got a lot of marbles that build up offline. You've got red tire, black tire strategies. You've got the undercut, the overcut, whatever you want to call it, with the pit strategy that happens here because, track position matters a ton. When you have a yellow come out and guys have just come into the pits, they're probably not going to lose a lap, and then they'll end up cycling to the front. Anything can happen at Portland. It's a very, very chaotic race. But as you know, on ERB Sports' channel, we can only pick 3 drivers. That is my rule. I've got my DraftKings bets up here in front of me. We'll go over the picks. We've got Scott McLaughlin at 3.6 to 1. Graham Rahal at 4.5 to 1. Alex Palou 5.5 to 1. Scott Dixon, his teammate, at 6 to 1. Colton Herta 7 to 1. Pato O'Ward 10 to 1, basically. We've got Will Power at 12 to 1, Joe Newgarden, who's starting in the 12th spot, also at 12 to 1, Marcus Ericsson 18 to 1, Kyle Kirkwood 20 to 1, Alexander Rossi, who has not won for McLaren. I really thought he would have gotten that done by now. He's 20 to 1. Felix Rosenqvist, probably in his last race for McLaren, 25 to 1. We've got Romain Grosjean. I skipped over Christian Lundgaard. Christian Lundgaard at 30 to 1. He's been pretty fast, but he's starting in the back because he had a very, very bad Q1. Romain Grosjean also had a bad Q1. He's at 40 to 1. Callum Ilott, 50 to 1. And then you get the back markers, really good long shots here. If you want to win some money, just go put a buck down on David Malukas to win. You win $80. So not a bad way to take a little gamble there. But let's go over my picks. So something tells me that Scott McLaughlin is got this place figured out. And I know he's not starting on the pole, but there's a very good chance that if he gets the lead early in the race, he's going to pull away. So I'm going to pick Scott McLaughlin at 3.6 to 1. I have a hard time believing that Colton Herta and Pato O'Ward are going to get shut out on the season. Neither of these guys have won this year. Colton Herta has probably his best chance to win next week at Laguna Seca, where his dad used to win. He's got a really cool livery for that. If you guys haven't seen that, go check out Andretti Autosport's Instagram page. Literally copying the 1998 Shell car with that design. Now that Colton has Gainbridge sponsorship, somehow they managed to get that pulled together. I actually have a coworker of mine whose girlfriend was the one that designed that car. Pretty cool to see that one. I actually was like, man, that's a sweet ride. And then Pato Award at 10-1. So like I always say, always cover your bets. If you see a guy get out early and maybe he was a bit more of a long shot, or you see him trending, go place a buck or two on him and cover your bets. But so my final bets for this one, I'm going to go with Scott McLaughlin. I'm going to go with Colton Herta and Pato Award. Now, call me crazy. That may not work out, but I just have a hard time believing that these guys are going to get shut out on the season. I have a very hard time believing that neither of these guys is going to get a win in all 17 races this year. And McLaren hasn't even won a single race as a team all year long. And the only races for Andretti Autosport that have been wins were by Kyle Kirkwood, the newcomer. So these guys have to break through eventually, and it could be today. But then, if you're going to bet on more guys, and, throw a buck or two down on them, but hold me to these 3 picks. But then, would I throw a little bit of money on Will Power? Sure. Joe Newgarden? Sure. Christian Lugard? Yeah, probably, because he got a fast car. He's just starting way deep in the field, so strategy is going to have to put him to the front. I'd put a buck or two on that. Sure, why not? But, yeah. Anyway, guys, if you are going to watch the race today, hope you enjoy that. It's Helio Castroneves celebration here on ERB Sports Fan. I should say 4-time Indy 500 champion now, and not 3-time. Actually got this at a card show not too long ago, maybe earlier this year. And yeah, he is going to be retiring from full-time driving after the season, going to be part owner of Meyershank Racing, and he's going to drive the Indy 500 only. Probably will drive some sports cars, but man, Helio Castroneves was so much fun to watch in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, and really sad to see him step away from full-time driving for good. Wish you all the best, man. Helio, if we could watch you win one more time, it would probably be the Indy 500. Make it 5 times. You'd be the first 5-time winner. Can't wait. We'll eventually hope to get there and watch you do it. So anyway, guys, sorry for rambling there. Wanted to make a real quick short video talking about the picks today for the Portland Grand Prix. If you're going to watch the race, enjoy. If you're not, you're missing out. And I'll see you in the next video.